Hey everybody, I'm Daniel here from the Fire in the Hell '03 channel, and I'm not doing a rapid review today, but this is my Batman v Superman critique. Now, I'm also going to talk about the new animated DC movie that just came out, Justice League versus Teen Titans. And there's a reason why, and I'll get to that in a minute, but first let's go into Batman v Superman. Now, I'm going to be honest that I'm looking at this not as a fanboy, but as an actual moviegoer, as the perspective of someone who has a degree in film, knows the story structure, and I have some experience with acting techniques. And okay, this one's hard for me to say because I was amped up. I love Batman. Batman is my all-time favorite DC character. And Ben Affleck being cast, it bothered a lot of people, but Ben Affleck brought something completely different to the role. He gave us the gritty Dark Knight, that Frank Miller style, like Batman who was very dark and he just didn't care anymore. Like, he'd already gone through the battles, the wars for years, and he's come out, but he's a changed man, so he's a little harder, gruffer. And I like that. And I think Affleck did an amazing job as Batman. Now, I hated Man of Steel. I'm blatantly honest here. Man of Steel, Superman has always been the beacon of light and hope. And he's up there with the Flash, with being like the hero that's out in the sun for the people. And Man of Steel was not. Now, I don't know if I can blame Zack Snyder for this. I don't know if you blame the writers for this. My concern is that you went even darker for a movie where, yes, Batman vs. Superman should have gotten darker. And Zack Snyder can really set up an excellent shot. His framing is beautiful. The cinematography, it looks great. And then you get to the story. And unfortunately, it was something that, I'm going to say it, and a lot of people might agree with me. Some people may disagree. I don't know, but you tell me what you think, because this was the problem I found that came from the Fox's Daredevil movie, which was, hey, we're going to do one story, two stories, three stories, four stories. We're telling four stories in one movie. Once again, here's Batman v Superman. I'm trying to stay as spoiler free as possible, but I'm going to get to some spoilers, so I'll let you know when that's coming up. Right now, though, you have Batman is a dark character. Superman should be out in the light. There's so much religious stuff in this movie comparing him to Jesus. I'm like, you're beating it over our heads with the Christian allegories. It needed to be taken a little bit back and put on the back burner. Now, Wonder Woman really doesn't even make her full-on appearance, because we get snippets of her, but we don't know Wonder Woman until we actually see her in full costume. Gal Gadot, I'm going to say it, I was not somebody who thought that she should have ever been playing Wonder Woman. I didn't picture her as Wonder Woman. I'm like, seriously, this was the choice? And you know what? I was wrong. I'll admit it. She did a great job. She actually bulked up where she didn't put on like massive muscle, where I would have liked to have seen her maybe a little thicker as like full muscle mass, because she's supposed to be an Amazon. So that Lucy Lawless physique of like musculature, but at the same time being strong and flexible. But she did an amazing job, and you know what? I'm not going to lie. She did take her scenes. She stole the scenes that she was in. But people didn't like Affleck, and you know what? I supported Affleck from the first time that I heard, oh, look, Affleck, the first article. Here's Affleck. I supported him. Gal Gadot, I wasn't sure of, and now I'm like, okay, you know what? They did a good job. Now I want to see where this Wonder Woman movie is going to go. But Henry Cavill, I can't blame him because he's doing what he was told to do, but Batman being so dark and brooding a character to having Superman being dark and brooding. It's too much. Superman is supposed to be that beacon of hope. And Superman being a beacon of hope, just, it wasn't there. It was aggravating to me because Man of Steel was too dark. This movie went even darker. Now we're going into spoiler territory because I'm gonna start spoiling stuff. So I'm gonna give you a chance. If you want to stop, you can stop. Now that I've done that, now you're in spoiler country. You have no one else to blame but yourselves. All right. So the entire start of this movie is pretty badass because it's Bruce Wayne. It's like a new take on the origin story, but it's very quick. It's dream sequence like, which unfortunately there's way too many dream sequence stuff going on in this movie. Now, but we get to see the fight between Superman and Zod from a different perspective because now we're on the ground. We're seeing the devastation, the destruction, and Bruce Wayne, billionaire, not Batman, billionaire Bruce Wayne is coming in to help people. Tries to help save this guy whose legs are being crushed by a building. Helps him out. Helps find some little girl after coming through this cloud. It was like a 9/11 allegory right now because you have the buildings collapse and it just so happens it's a Wayne Industries building. So we're seeing the Superman fight with Zod on a different scale. And you know what? You can kind of understand why Batman wouldn't trust Superman because, hey, you killed all these people. You didn't take any lives into consideration here. But Batman's rogue, and he's always been rogue. That's why Batman's a vigilante, not a superhero. But now, go through all the ups and downs. It gets very slow because now it's, do people like Superman? Do they not? It's like puff pieces. Superman's doing stuff where it's like, gotta save Lois. It's that standard up. Lois is doing something stupid. We gotta save Lois, and there's a guy with her that gets killed, and I don't know who it is. Could be Jimmy Olsen. Don't know. In all honesty, don't care. I just, like, it got to points where you're sitting there and you really just didn't care. Then, next big notable scene where you actually do kind of care more is Batman's doing his vigilante thing and he's got to go, and it's like, you know what? I'm trying to find these people. Something's up. So he's got to get to Lex Luthor's. So big party sequence. He's there. Steals some data, and before he can recover the data, Wonder Woman steals it. That's right. Wonder Woman steals the data that he stole from Lex because then we got that whole big trailer sequence that everybody's seen of Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne, bringing people together. Lex Luthor was not Lex Luthor. And there are plenty of other brilliant portrayals of Lex Luthor. And this was not one of them. Jesse Eisenberg needs to not be Lex Luthor, and what he needs to do is maybe be the Riddler or some other wacky character. Hey, we got a Flash movie coming out. Maybe he could be the trickster because clearly he is definitely not Lex Luthor. Maybe if he would have been more like his Zuckerberg portrayal from The Social Network, I could see that one. This was over the top. This was Batman Forever. Over the top. And no, just bad. Bad portrayal. And we're going back to the movie now. So we got this bad portrayal and Batman's going around. Now there's a cool action sequence with Batman hunting down these thugs, and yeah, he's in the Batmobile. Not a great Batmobile sequence because Christian Bale and Dark Knight jumping from rooftop to rooftop, that was awesome. This one is one of the most notable things. He grappling hooks a car and is dragging a car behind him, flipping over, uses it as a weapon against the truck and actually barrels through the truck. Doesn't stop the truck, mind you, but Because then he ends up bumping into Superman. That's where we got the whole, do you bleed? It's like, seriously, like, they're not even, like, really fighting each other at this point. It's just like that initial showdown of, don't come around here anymore. You're not needed. Because Superman's taking a moral high ground. It's like, what moral high ground do you have? You just snapped Zod's neck in your previous movie. You are the guy who never kills anybody. You're supposed to be the hero, the beacon of light. And so many people died because you're reckless. Superman has no right to be telling a vigilante who's not killing people. Okay, people are dying because he's branding them now. There's a whole thing. Batman's leaving his mark on criminals. They get to jail, they get killed because having the Batman's brand on there apparently is like a death sentence for them in prison. That's not Batman's fault. Hey, he's just tagging him for, hey, you got caught by the bat. That was pretty cool. Now, it just gets weirder because then it's Lex Luthor getting access, and there's like trying to set up Superman to piss people off and show how bad he is. There's a jar of piss in this movie. There is a jar of piss in this movie. It's, yeah, like, I'm just going to skip ahead because after saying that, it's like you got to wrap your head around that. But Lex basically is going to create Doomsday. Doesn't know he's creating Doomsday, but but hey, I got Zod's body. I'm going to cut my hand. I'm going to pour my blood into the DNA batter in the ship, and boom. Hey, we're going to create a Kryptonian, like, unnatural freak. And we know Doomsday's coming. But he kidnaps Superman's mom. Here's where it all gets weird because there's plenty of memes going around now, folks. Everybody forgets that Superman's mom is Martha Kent. And what's Batman's parents' names? Thomas and Martha Wayne. So you got Martha Kent and Martha Wayne. So Lex kidnaps Martha and basically tells Superman, I'm going to kill your mom. I don't know where she is, but if you don't kill him, you got 10 minutes. If you don't kill Batman within 10 minutes, your mom's dead. Whole big fight. Batman is outsmarting Superman because now he's got kryptonite. Yeah, he sprays him in the face twice with kryptonite gas. You would think Superman would only fall for it once. No, he falls for it twice. Batman's got the spear on him. He's ready to stab him and skewer him and like just take him out. Lois has to come in and save him because he's saying, save Martha. Batman's just snapping because now it's like, why'd you say the name? Why'd you say the name? It's like it's your mom's name. It's like now the meme comes up because it's like, hey, your mom's Martha, my mom's Martha. Let's be buds. Yay. It's like, no. No. And that's where they decide, okay, Batman's like, okay, I'm going to save your mom so you can go off and do what you got to do. Stop this big bad. And he does. And now you got Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman all fighting Doomsday. Why are you telling Doomsday? Because we know what's going to happen once you do Doomsday. If you've read the comics, it was only the 90s. It's not like it's a spoiler at this point. Hey, we're going to kill Superman because, yeah, Superman, he's got to use the kryptonite spear to kill Doomsday because it's the only thing that can kill him. Everything that you do to kill Doomsday, Doomsday can come back from. That's what Doomsday is. He just keeps coming back from the dead. He involves nothing you do that kills him the first time will kill him again. Ugh. So we got the death of Superman ending this movie off, but somewhere in the middle there, we see video clips that Lex apparently not only knows Batman's identity, he knows Wonder Woman's identity, he knows Superman's identity, and hey, I also know Cyborg, Aquaman, and Flash because I got everybody. You're cramming the Justice League into a spot where you didn't need to. You creating the showing of metahumans, and it's like, hey, look, and it was cool to see that one of Batman's dream sequences had what looked like a boom tube with Flash coming through, but then again, Flash can travel through time, so who knows if that was if it was Flash going through time or Flash using a boom tube. But then we had a Parademon. The Parademon looked awesome, and I want to see Darkseid. But there was too much going on in this movie for me to really take it in. Maybe I gotta watch this again, and that's gonna be when it comes out, because I'm not spending the money to go see it in the theaters again. That's just ridiculous. Not for that many hours. I'm gonna have to pee. I don't know how I sat through it the first time. Now, there's no bonus feature at the end of the trailer. It was just, hey, before the credits, it's like, hey, Batman telling Wonder Woman at the gravesite for Superman, it's like, I'll help you find your friends because we're all going to need to fight. It's like, what do you mean? He's like, just a hunch. It's like, seriously? We get it. You're all going to have to fight. Because we've got the dawn of justice. It's not the dawn of justice. This is the dawn of a bad movie franchise. Here's what you do. Warner Brothers, if you're watching, take Zack Snyder off of your lead as the project. Just take him off. Find somebody else. Because it doesn't seem like he really wants to be there, or he just doesn't understand the actual story. You're going to kill your own franchise. Maybe Warner Brothers should come up with an actual plan instead of trying to do what Marvel's doing in reverse. Because instead of doing small individual movies first and then building up to a team, you guys are doing, we're going to throw heroes together, make a team, and then we're going to start doing small individual stories for them. No. Seriously, guys. Have a game plan. You're one studio. You've had the rights for all these characters for the longest time. Yeah, go stick with the TV stuff because your TV stuff is awesome. But got to take Zack Snyder out of this because he gives me the impression that Sam Raimi gave me from Spider-Man 3, where it was like, hey, I really don't want to do this anymore. And that's what Zack Snyder feels like. I really don't want to do this anymore. And now, only a few days after Batman v Superman, because now it's safe to come back, I'm going to talk about Justice League versus Teen Titans. Now this is going to be spoilers. Justice League versus Teen Titans is a Justice League with Robin as Damian Wayne being sent off to go work with the Teen Titans as punishment for getting out of control when working with the Justice League. Doesn't want to listen. What a shock. Starfire's heading up the group. Cyborg is not part of the group. He's not part of the Teen Titans. He's part of the Justice League. But he's still a young guy. But we get everybody comes together because they got to fight Trigon because he's after Raven. He wants our world, and that's always the plan. So hey. But this isn't what we would see from like Teen Titans Go or the old Teen Titans show. This one is Starfire leading the team. Nightwing apparently was on the team and left, but now you've got Blue Beetle, you've got Beast Boy, you've got Raven, and Damian Wayne. So you got a pretty good group there, and it works. I love the story. Justice League versus Teen Titans, I may do a longer review, but I feel like they put this out there because they knew it was like, if you didn't like Batman v Superman, you're probably going to like this one because our animation stuff is so much better. And yeah, it comes out a few days after Batman v Superman, so I enjoyed the digital release of this because, hey, this was good. This was way better than what I got to see in the theaters. Now, my review basically boils down to Batman v Superman. You can miss it because it's going to come out on DVD. Skip it in the theaters. Wait for the DVD. Wait for the 3-hour cut because maybe the 3-hour cut will be better and will work, and I'll have to do a review for that when it actually does. But right now, it's a can miss. I'm not going to say it's an avoid because there's parts of it that are really good, but it's a can miss. Justice League versus Teen Titans, recommend all the way. Definitely a better alternative. So, with that being said, this has been way too long of a review because now I've done spoilers, and I try to not do that. So, if you disagree with what I've had to say, hit the dislike button or leave me comments down below. Let me know what you think, and you know what? We'll have a discussion. Just try to be respectful in the comments. And you know what? Maybe I need to see the movie again and I'll appreciate it. Apparently, that's what Kevin Smith needed to do. It warmed his heart to see it a second time, but the first time, So, if you like my review, hit the like button, share this video with your friends, let other people see it. If you didn't, hey, it's my opinion. You got yours. I'm not knocking your opinion. I just watch crap so you guys don't have to. That being said, check out any of the links in the description down below. Leave me a comment. And I'll see you all next time, folks. Remember, take care, everybody.